Some people aspire to change the world. Few people do it. Only the definition of change varies.
We were 38 weeks pregnant. Cassie was expected to arrive in 2 more weeks. Went to our regular doctor's appointment, just waiting for her to arrive, and she looked just like any other baby. 10 fingers, 10 toes, warm, squishy, and she was 7 pounds, 6 ounces. So she was ready to live her life here.
Giving life to another human being is the single greatest act of selflessness one human can bestow upon another. It can also have a lasting effect, sometimes one that you never expect.
It was hard. It was surreal. Gave birth, and even after she was born, and she didn't have a heartbeat, and her eyes weren't open, I still had hope. In my mind, it was all those things, but the reality was our daughter Cassie had died. And I had to figure out what that meant, what life, was going to mean now that she wasn't going to be here.
It's been 10 weeks since Sherry's life changed, but how does a father find his voice in the middle of this tragedy?
Talking about Cassie isn't hard for me because I'm her dad, and who else is going to be her champion, and tell all the great things that she's doing or has done. She will never have a voice on this side of the womb. She hasn't said a word outside the womb, and yet her life is going to speak and minister across this world. And I get the privilege of being her voice.
There's a saying, it's always darkest before the dawn. But how can a family mend a fence battered by the storm?
There's hope. We live in a fallen world and bad things do happen, but there is hope in the midst of what could be a hopeless situation. When Cassie died, we committed each day to take a step. So each day I take a step. Each day I get up and say, I can get through this day. I'm gonna be okay. And each day just take a step.
Army Sergeant Kevin Spence, Yongsan, Korea.